that.
Understandable.
Pirate chests and old
Understandable.
saggy socks.
Okay.
They'll have old saggy socks. Cheers.
Saggy sacks
Welcome to
are a
the
thing, man. It
Late
happens.
Sesh.
Cheers, everybody.
I don't
Welcome
have
to the Late Sesh. You seem to have caught us unawares here. We didn't realize what time it was when we started.
Not yet, you don't.
I mean, it's cool.
Do you have a saggy sack or a saggy stash? Hopefully,
We're
it's not
talking about the oldest jars that we have that still have some concentrate in them.
I'd rather have a saggy sack than a soggy stash. That's for sure. Or a soggy sack.
I finally hit.
Yeah, man.
All my jars. I'm just about out of concentrate of all forms.
Yeah.
About.
It's rough, man.
Bankrupt is the
They
word.
run out fast.
Yeah.
Thankfully, we've got Painted Ladies Homegrown here to keep us high
Afloat.
and elevated.
Not for much longer, though. Hopefully, we can get this outdoor to harvest.
Yeah.
Of course you can.
See what happens.
It's outdoor. You never know.
Yeah. Hopefully, I have a good season. Oh, that's the worry.
We could get a plague of locusts or something.
We have had a lot of them. I had one living in
You're-
Galactic Grape for a few days. Several days.
We had some cicadas the other day. Just like in our, it sounded like we had like 10 cicadas in our yard, and they were just
so loud.
so loud. It was an alarm. We couldn't hear each other talking. They were so fucking loud. We were like, "What? What?" We're yelling back and forth at each other. I went out at like midnight, and they were still going. I'm like, "Yeah, we can't have chickens, but the cicadas can make a bunch of noise." There's
Mhm.
Yeah.
We'll try caging the cicadas, Red. Come on.
yeah.
Yeah.
Let's be practical here.
You gotta put a muzzle on nature out there.
Big cicadas holding you down, bro.
You got denied on chickens.
Oh well, we haven't asked. The important thing is
Oh,
not
okay.
to ask. You have to ask for forgiveness, not for permission.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Build something really
It's
perfect.
called take the fine the first time.
Yeah. We take the fine. It is in our bylaws that you cannot have chickens on what is it, like less than an acre or something like that. And I think there's like a no poultry farm, no farming.
Chicken aren't
something.
poultry.
What is the thing in our association bylaws? No.
Wait.
Livestock.
Chicken.
No
Chicken
goats.
aren't poultry.
Apparently not. It's
No alpacas.
What?
What?
Look it up, because
I'm googling.
my dad's on like an acre,
Cheers,
and
Casey.
his neighborhood says
You have
no
a-
poultry, but apparently chickens are not poultry.
They can be pets.
Poultry are domesticated birds kept by humans for their eggs, their meat, or their feathers. Everything says.
I don't
Yeah.
know. I'll have to ask him and get back, because he's for sure told me that something about
If you
chickens.
don't keep it for its
This
meat,
is Cornell's
It's
website says
true.
that they are.
Yeah, I bet it's a specific.
Chickens, turkeys, ostriches, emus, anything that are bred for the purpose of eggs or meat.
Well, maybe then he's just
He
saying
says
that.
Cornell, I think 5877.
Exactly. He's probably just saying it as like linguistically they're not poultry because
It could be pets.
exactly.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah, you could be vegan and not eating the eggs, and you don't care about the eggs, you don't want the meat, you don't do anything with the feathers, so therefore it's not poultry, I guess, if it doesn't fit the description, right?
Yeah, what a weird world.
My microwave says it's poultry, though. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Kind
Two
of the
minutes a pound. 2 minutes a pound on dethaw.
defrost, max, that sort of thing.
Just totally fucking microwave the zapping, man. Cook it in there. Why not?
Free mold.
A little dry, but fucking.
Dioge's doing something.
Yeah, he's digging for.
Sounds like it. He's digging for gold.
My dog will do that. Frosty will do that. He'll like scratch his bed 800 times, spin around and scratch before plopping down. Sometimes to the point where you're like, all right, it's good, bud.
Rubbing his ear.
Leave
his
it be, man.
chain is
Yeah.
digging on the ground.
Yeah, Dioge's got a thing with his ear. He like
It's that time of
itches
year.
it a lot.
Oh yeah.
Gotta keep it clean now. It's that time of year.
You ever get a hematoma?
Yeah. He's got
Yeah.
a wiggly ear because of it.
Yeah, that's Frosty's got. Yeah, I think the same year twice. Son of a bitch.
So bad. Yeah. So it's the last thing. He's back there digging again. So trying to prevent the hematoma. Yeah, dude came home one day and his ear was like swollen like that.
Yep.
That ear, and it was like 3-dimensional. It was fat, and it was.
Have you tried one of those inflatable collars that go around their neck to keep them from kicking their ears and shit?
Yeah, we have an inflatable one. We haven't really tried messing with it, except for when he's not in.
I guess that wouldn't be a bad
That wouldn't be a
idea.
bad idea. We're gonna get that damn donut again. If you don't mind.
Frosty just got better, especially
He's
when
cussing
we
them
moved
out
up
on the
here.
way.
You can't hear us. It's so frustrating because you just want to
He can
like.
hear.
No, he can't.
He's selective.
Yeah, I believe that.
He's more selective than he is anything. He can sort of hear. You don't care. Yeah, you lay down.
Well,
Face off.
let's give a scare update.
Oh,
I'm just gonna make
So
it-
early in the show,
fast. That was
you must
fast.
have been successful then, right?
Do you want to take it?
Sure.
Did you just cave in and go, "Oh my goodness, I'm so frightened"?
Bro. So I can't even remember what the fuck I did, but I walked out of I was in the bathroom. So I went to the bathroom and I got out of the bathroom and Painted Lady wasn't in her normal spot. That's okay, I went looking for her. She wasn't in her second normal spot. And I was like, okay, there's something a little amiss here.
Did you twig that it was a setup?
I
Or were you
knew.
oblivious. Okay.
I didn't realize I had so many normal spots, Skilbo.
Yeah, she's very predictable in her spots. And when she wasn't in those spots, I knew that something was up. So I went to go looking for her, and she wasn't in anywhere. So I knew she was hiding, right? So I'm like, okay. You guys know where she was fucking hiding at? She was standing behind a curtain in my office next to my chair, like a Scooby-Doo villain.
I was just thinking, did you see like the edge of her shoes and stuff,
Fucking
like
shoes
totally
sticking
shaggy?
out, you know what I'm saying?
You didn't see my shoes.
Unbelievable.
Did you go out to the car and see her standing in the window? That's how
You know what? He did not know I was there because
I walked up and touched her through the curtain. I went,
you just to see if anybody was there.
it was sticking out like this much further than normal.
That's
And,
good.
That's a failed scare.
yeah, she might as well have
Just-
been laying under the rug. But anyway, she
I was gonna
tried
say,
again, guys.
Okay. I was going to give her a third way to get you.
So I went from my office to the kitchen to try to get some M&Ms.
She have an idea.
Predictably, she already had taken the M&Ms. They were gone. So then I went
Bitch
to
move.
her first spot in her office to try to find these M&Ms. And they're sitting in the chair and she's missing. So I'm like, oh, so she's trying
Check
to
the other
scare
curtain
me
this
again.
time.
She's fucking terrible at this, guys.
Get a teacher, man.
I'm just warming him up. I don't want to fucking blam him with scares right off the bat.
Okay. So this is a slowly escalating kind of Edgar Allan Poe tear that we're talking about, right? So
Right.
the Halloween season is nearing.
That's right. I gotta wait. I gotta prolong it.
I'm gonna get home from work one day and she's gonna hit me with a stun gun or some shit and be like, gotcha.
I was just gonna say, push
Oh,
you out
I
of the chair.
No, I wouldn't. But well, now you forgot about the third one.
Who's
When you went
that?
in the bathroom again to grab something, and I went up against the wall.
Yeah. So I went. I can't remember what I was doing, but she went to hide around the corner, and I heard her run into the corner like she collided with the wall, like thudded against the wall. So I was like, "Oh, well, she's around the corner," and there she was. Almost got me.
Can we clarify what getting you is? Do you have to scream? Do you have to have dilated pupils? Do you have to have the intake of breath like the?
So
you have to clutch the pearls. Which is it?
Usually, you have to, have a jump.
Yes, a jump.
It has to be a jump or a startle. Okay.
A reaction of some sort.
For the record, I have gotten her. And,
bro, for the record, she is going to hover over top of your face at like maybe 4:15 in the morning with her face like as close as my face is to the microphone and not say a word. And then eventually your spider sense is going to go off and your eyes are going to open. And then you're going to try to monkey flip her off of the bed into the headboard, everything else. But you'll have been suitably scared.
Bro, whatever it is, it's going to be super clever, like hiding behind a curtain or something like that.
I don't know, but just all I do know though is that he has it coming.
He does,
and that's the anticipation that he has to deal with for all days,
every day,
until I get him, because I'm gonna get his ass.
All you got to do, Sequence, is don't look for her, and she'll just be hanging out behind that curtain for like 4 hours waiting for you to come by.
That's true too.
Just don't look for her, then she can never scare you.
Man, I really could use those. I'm sitting in here eating the M&Ms.
Could use the break, eating all those M&Ms, right?
Well, I didn't hear a ruckus. There must not have been any intruder. Let me just finish these M&Ms.
Oh, that was the point, for him to not look for me so that I could nonchalantly jump out and scare him.
It was suspiciously quiet when Bravo was playing and no one was laughing at it. So I knew that something was up.
There was something afoot, man. Some skullduggery.
Yeah.
I mean, all he was supposed to do was get up from his chair, go to the bathroom, and then come back to his chair.
I want to know what's going on with this
chat.
chat.
You standing behind the curtain for an hour?
I was only there for like a few minutes, but he forgot about the part where he didn't just automatically come right in the room and poke the curtain. He forgot about the part that I should just throw a chipmunk at him. He forgot about the part where he kind of searched the whole house. He went upstairs twice. And then he went in the living room. He was in the kitchen. He was in my office.
Bro, you're getting your exercise in, man.
I didn't
Good
go
for
down.
you. Are you eating Honey Nut Cheerios too? Heart healthy.
The only place he didn't go was downstairs. So
oatmeal.
He was looking. He was looking. So
I cased the whole house like a SWAT team member.
Well, you never searched.
Did you yell clear when you went through each doorway?
I did. It wasn't in any of these rooms.
Somebody's missing. The last place you search is the basement.
Dude, you know what?
Place where you end up.
This mind-blowing thing is, how come every time you find something, it's always in the last place you looked?
Because you stopped looking afterwards, and therefore it is the last place you look.
Messed up, man. But anyway. There she was, behind the curtain.
You should have taken a picture and posted that shit. Look at this shit I deal with here. Look at this amateur, man. You better clean up your act, painted lady.
Dude, you should have heard me the last time. I said, "Oh, here we go again."
I heard him coming down the stairs going, and I was behind the curtain going.
Oh.
I'm gonna get him one of these shows.
Halloween's coming, man.
Story.
It could just be a spooky mask away from it.
She's gonna be hiding around the corner, and Diamond's gonna be standing there looking at her, giving her.
Yeah.
That's what the problem is. A lot of the cats are just kind of like, and they give me away every time. They're just standing there like, "What are you doing?"
Mm-hmm.
They're waiting
on the cats.
Sitting there wagging their tails, staring at
Not
you.
the curtain, the cats. Definitely was the cats.
So yeah, I blame them.
There's always another chance.
There is, and he knows it. That's the problem.
If she
So-
recorded this shit, it might have went viral already on TikTok or something. Her reaction to failing at scaring me is the funniest thing ever.
See, what's funny is Becca and we scare the shit out of each other all the fucking time.
Unintentionally?
Unintentionally. Like, just walking in and out of the room. Like, she'll be standing behind me, and I'll turn around, "Ah, what the fuck you doing? You're just standing here, man." And
It's like,
I'll
I live here, fucker.
fucking time. Like, all the time. I thought you were downstairs. I was here the whole time. I'll look, and she'll be sitting in her chair, and I'm, "Good, what the fuck are you doing there? I'm sitting here the whole time." "No, you weren't." Oh, yeah, it's great.
Gotta get a smaller house, or I need a bigger one.
Yeah.
You just
So
need a
I-
better hiding place. We need to get
Yeah,
you
more
like
places
some
to
secret
hide.
fucking
Well-
corridor or something.
I
You
can't
can't
get
be
past
slamming into
downstairs.
walls.
That'll be too obvious. I can't be like, "Hey, can you go get me something from downstairs where it's dark and spooky?"
You gotta
Yeah,
park,
you
Watch out for
can.
the chipmunk.
park your car like 3-4 blocks away so he doesn't even know you're home. That's how you do it.
Oh,
That's-
yeah.
Clever.
I'm always home. That's the problem. I work from
Mm.
home.
But if
Don't
the
act-
Ladymobile was gone,
Burglar. Don't act like a burglar in the house. Don't do that. That's a bad idea. Acting like burglars are bad ideas.
you get
Yeah.
shot.
I'll get him.
Don't do that shit.
Wait. You
When
will.
you get hit with a baseball bat or something worse.
Yeah.
Yeah. Have you guys seen those the couple on Instagram or whatever, TikTok? I don't even know where it is, but I saw it on Instagram where they
It's probably Vine.
The
They,
balloon of milk.
Fine. I
balloon
think
of
that's been gone.
they prank each other by, I don't know what's in these balloons, but they fill up these balloons
I
with
think it's milk.
Farts.
Is it milk?
I think it's milk. I think it's a balloon
Okay.
with like
Those
milk
sequence
or
farts.
like,
And then they just put them like all over the house, like from above, and then they'll like, or they'll one time she was on the sofa taking a nap, and he was like, whoosh, went in the room and flung it up in the air, and then took a little bow and arrow and shot it, and it was shot it right above her, and it went whoosh, right when she was taking a nap. Or
The lactobacillus in that room must be fucking intense with that mildewed fucking carpeting,
That's
man.
not-
Jesus.
oh, it's tile. They have
there's
tile.
no way they get it all cleaned up. It has to
But-
smell.
Such an old fuck. Oh, the floor. What's the floor like after that?
They hang it from doorways and do. Oh my god, they're so funny, and they get each other all the time, and it's really funny. I don't remember what they're.
Look out, Sequence.
They got their poor kids involved. Oh,
Sequence needs an umbrella hat. You know, the indoor kind.
oh
That's
dude,
basically
umbrella
what
hat.
our life is like, man. I just walk around. She tries to scare me, and
Makes for a great relationship, doesn't it?
you know,
All the time.
The umbrella hat, dude. Beetlejuice
Oh,
hat. Probably one of the most famous for wearing the umbrella hat.
Red, have you ever cosplayed as the Beetlejuice?
welcome Spartan.
Well, if somebody else says it one
What's
more
up,
time,
Spartan?
we're all gonna-
Beetlejuice.
Oh shit! What's up, Spartan? Welcome
It's
to
Beetlejuice.
Beetlejuice.
You're
Welcome
muted
to
on
the
your
Beetlejuice.
Spartan, you're muted on your mic.
I just
Like-
woke up. I just literally woke up.
Spartan Cookie
I
got
bet.
it.
Fucking
Yeah.
cookie.
No, I ate another cookie when I got home, and that was a mistake, man. I just woke up over.
It's so
Yeah.
unlike you to be late.
I rolled over, grabbed the phone. I was like, "Oh shit! I guess I better get on the show." Damn.
I mean, there's no better day for naps than Labor Day, to be honest.
Yeah, that's
You know,
true.
and nobody has trashed you in your absence. That's what's so strange.
Yeah,
Perfect.
yeah,
That was
anything
my other
good said,
topic when I wasn't even here.
can't hang with the big dogs.
What dogs? I was actually hanging with the big dog. That's what happened. I was laying down right here.
We were sleeping.
With a
Big
big
dog.
dog.
Sleep on the floor with Boris.
Yeah.
Shout out to Anything Grows. He's got nice manicured feet now. Or pedicure, not manicure.
Yeah, we weren't sure. Pedicure or manicure.
You do, or the dog does?
They
The
both
dog. Mine's fairly manicured.
Oh, I
Not
thought you were saying that you gave anything grows a pedicure. I was like, what?
What
No,
the fuck?
she
I
Get over here and give me those toes.
Or vice versa. Or, what else? I mean,
I just got titanium clippers, babe.
We're renting out
Titanium.
sections of our garden to come on back there and give yourself a foot micro bath, and then you can give yourself a pedicure back in our garden. It's $16 an hour.
There you go.
That's like
Just
the
walk
fish
through a bunch
one.
of diatomaceous earth, right?
Yeah, I mean, we'll sing to you while you're back there for an additional fee.
Oh, whoa! What's the additional fee? Wait a
Is it
minute.
yodeling?
Worm castings at you if you would like. Pelt you with tomatoes. If you stand on the right spot, a pear may fall on you.
Ooh.
Sounds kind of dangerous, that Red Setter Farm.
Hazardous.
It's a
What
hazard.
about
You gotta sign a waiver
damn.
before you go back.
For your feet, though. Come on now. We're talking about the microbiology that you're going to get into your
About the wood
toes.
chips, like straight
Yeah.
in the
It's
What
called
is this
Wookfoot,
wait,
Red.
what
We've
is
talked
this
about
gonna do
Wookfoot
for
many,
you?
many times, man.
The resilience that you're bearing in those calloused toes.
Okay.
It's a pumice stone.
Pumice?
Pumice
Red
stone.
pumice? Red pumice.
Oh yeah.
You get a
Not to be
little fish
confused with
pond.
hummus,
I used to
but
say
instead
pumice.
pumice.
I mean, if we grow enough chickpeas, we can have them both.
Hell yeah, man. Some
get a little
garbanzos,
fish pond.
baby. Is it garbanzos or chickpeas? Which is it?
Garbanzo beans.
I used to call them
Same.
banjo beans when I was little because I couldn't say garbanzo.
Joking.
Okay.
They're just banjo beans.
Garbanzo reminds me of
That makes
Gonzo.
Ding, 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 ding,
Oh,
ding.
Gonzo from the Muppets.
Gonzo.
Yep, the Muppet.
Or Led Zeppelin.
Or
Muppet.
Hunter S. Thompson.
Bonham.
Gonzo?
Yeah,
Yeah, man.
Yeah,
the Muppet.
Yeah, Gonzo on the Muppet Show.
Gonzo.
Yeah.
He was one of my favorites. I thought he was
He
cool.
was me too. I liked him. He was
Yeah, Gonzo's.
underrated.
I think they stretched him out on the pirate movie.
Yeah, they
It
do
was
that a lot.
torture. It was torture.
That's
Yeah.
one of his
Gonzo's my dude, man. Yeah. Calloused toes, Eric. Yes.
Oh, that's what it'll fix.
Red is
can't-
not a dromedary.
Yeah, the other, I cannot.
Dromedary. Just pulled that one out of his ass.
Dude,
Wow.
that's how it works, man. They just occur to me like, oh, I know what that is. Like, just here to level up for you, man.
It's not
Keep it
regurgitated.
entertaining.
It's kind of
I
a
know,
different,
man.
at a different end.
Word
I'm
of the night,
sorry.
I'm pretty sure that's where they come from, man.
unrepeatable. I can't repeat the word you just said. So
Fake's looking it up.
Does he tilt his? Does he
Oh
tilt?
no, I'm not.
Says him, you know. Does he kind of tilt?
Dromedary, I
him,
think.
you know.
All I remember
Yes.
is the start of
Dromedary.
Dromedary.
deliciously dope. So
Sounds like a library.
It's a
I
camp.
saw
Dromedary.
Deliciously dope. Wish me a good morning. Good morning.
good
Deliciously.
morning.
A
Sounds like
thesaurus
what,
sounds
mate?
like a dinosaur as well.
What'd you say? Sound like baked?
Sounds like a library.
Oh,
Spartan, let's get a close up of your cheek. You still got a little tweed imprint going on there from
I don't know how to spell it.
the tweed. Got the tweed going. Yeah. Still got the wrinkly lines.
A one-humped camel,
There you go.
That's
A dromedary.
That's not Sally.
especially one of the light and swift breed, trained
Swift.
for riding or racing. Fucking camel.
My goodness.
Interesting.
Race-
Camel, bro.
I think those are also.
Weird.
Is it? Wait a minute, Bake. Does it also say that it's like an ungulate?
What is an
I think it may be.
ungulate?
I think it's like a animal that has like a fucking hoof or something like that. Split hoof, maybe.
I wonder if it's I wonder if that's a workaround. You know, we can't have
Hey, hold on. Hold
can't have
on.
horse racing, but can we have camel racing?
Skill goes on to something. Is a large, even-toed ungulate. And then I'll have to look up ungulate, though.
Yeah, but
Even-
you get deep, dude.
you're smarter than I thought.
Who, me?
Yeah.
Words, man.
These words, man.
Words.
Ungulates
Smarter
are,
than you look, you know that?
ungulates are large mammals with hooves.
I'm kidding. God. Jeez.
As long as camels or mammals, we're good.
I love me a
Yep,
good
they
backhanded compliment.
I know, man.
So they're saying the devil would have qualified as ungulate.
Cloven hoof, I think is the word for
Depends on
that.
which devil you're talking about. There's lots of versions. They're not all hoofed.
I'm
You're
just gonna
thinking of
go back.
Jack Black.
With the goat
I
eyes.
want to say the one reference in the Bible. Maybe that one.
Well, he was an angel, and angels have feet.
Oh, did you see that nice comment?
Yeah, but I think there was some kind of description of cloven hoof, but I could be wrong.
Mm.
Yes.
Yeah, the description is like it's like a goat thing, man. It's like the eyes of a goat and little fucking beard and fucking little chinny chin hair and his horns. It's like a goat thing,
Yeah, I think so. Maybe it's a
I can't
Satan.
believe that you guys missed I brought it all the way back around to Camel Toe again, and you guys missed the circuitous route that we were taking to get to it, man.
Circuitous route.
Wow.
Look how disappointed he is in us.
Man,
Put his hand on his
some
head.
of these jokes just make themselves, man. And
He's got a calendar. He's just pulling them off, man. As he says them, he just rips
That's
them
the
off.
whole reason.
Totally
That's the whole
don't. I
reason
don't
you
even-
brought up a camel.
I didn't bring up the camel though.
Yeah, you did. You said demagogue or whatever.
Demagogue.
No,
yeah.
I didn't call him a demagogue. A demagogue is someone who is like a rabble rouser that fucking speaks to the emotions of people and gets them all riled up and shit. That's what a
Whatever
demagogue is.
the democary, and that's a camel.
Dromedary.
Dromedary. That's a camel.
It was off a camel toe though.
You brought up the camel for your whole joke.
The camel preceded my joke. I riffed off of the camel part of the joke.
Mm,
He's taking bad level.
I'm just saying.
That's
Level to the expert level, man. But when you have to explain your
I know
joke,
it just totally falls flat as
You had
fucking
the
fucking
blade
reins.
of
You had
piss,
the
man.
reins of the dromedary, and you lost it. So. Yeah.
Are there any camels
Joke
with
buster.
3 humps?
a
Three
3 hump.
humps? Yeah, I think there are.
3 humped camel? Not
I
just
think it mentioned 3 humps.
Yeah.
Oh, right. If Bake's around, they'll make sure they're all 3 humped, right, Bake?
And do
Three
all
hump-
3 humps
Oh
hold
shit!
water? Are they
There's a
holding
whole
water?
colony
Wow.
discovered.
Jeez.
Yep.
Like I got off late on my side of the fucking chase things.
They think
What a weird
the
animal,
3
man.
humps appeared because of global
Just-
warming.
Big, just put a
Yeah,
picture of a
extra
1
long.
hump. Just show a 2 hump. 2 humps even weird. Just show a 2 hump camel real quick.
Hold on. Okay,
Talk
2
about a
humps.
weird animal.
Do
Why
2
you-
humps. What we think of as a normal.
Red, that is not cool, man.
The weed is good this evening. I hope
I'm not,
yours is
I'm
too
not
at
making
home.
fun of it. I'm not making fun of the camel.
You said weird, dude. We can't say
It's
weird. We got to be more sensitive.
All right,
Oh,
it's
man.
odd.
Get me in there, Skilbo.
It's unique, bro.
Jesus Christ! I fucking knocked my shit over.
Unique.
I know. All you gotta
Down.
do is click.
It's
Don't break
I get
anything.
different, right?
Got you, man.
Here's a 2 hump.
That's cool
A
looking,
1
man.
hump camel kind of looks.
A 1 hump? You want a 1 hump camel?
No,
Look
I
at
like
those-
that double hump, man.
Look at that 1
2
hump.
Look at that 2 hump. That guy right there. Go to the guy in the middle there. Yeah, that,
Right here.
that guy. Click that guy.
That's fucking cool. That's a double
Look how
hump.
big
right
that
there.
sucker is, man. Look, he's got shoulders.
Now let
He
me
looks
show you
awful
this.
fucking pissy, doesn't
Yeah,
he?
but that's a built-in chair, bro. Look at that. That's a built-in
It has
chair.
like a built-in
Look at
saddle.
that.
He allows it.
Why does that
What
one
the
have-
fuck?
Oh, there's a 3.
Wait,
Look
wait a
at
minute.
that.
What's
That's
the
a tri
hump?
hump. Tri humps,
Wow.
baby.
What's a tri hump? That's a
Whoa.
tri
Where
hump.
are those native to?
They said Oman. Oman.
That's
or
an
Wow.
something.
extra
Okay.
water tank, bro. That's an
That's fucking
extra water
crazy,
tank.
man.
Yeah.
That's what I was thinking too, man.
And
Yeah,
so
that's
wait,
a lot of water.
and they're holding water. Those are water canisters.
Let's see the
Look at
camel
one down on the bottom right.
autonomy.
Right's got 3 big humps. There you
Water
go.
Yeah,
tank.
3 big humps.
Water tank. Good thing you threw the water tank in.
Yeah. It's a
Oh
cistern.
man. Nope, they didn't want that.
He's got other images.
Oh, here
too.
we go. Here we go. Look.
We don't want to get any text. We
Click it
want
bigger, man. You got
We
it.
want the cartoon version. We want the graphic
Just-
novel version.
Just right click it, bro. Double click it.
You
or whatever.
can't because
There you
it's
go.
on Pinterest.
That's how to
No,
draw them.
Pinterest
step by
hates
step.
And if you do it this way,
It looks all bit
I wanna-
mappy and shit.
I can do this and you can't
Is this
read it.
thing
Yeah.
really holding water? Is that what
Yeah,
you're
they
saying?
hold water, dude. There's a whole pocket up there. That's what they're showing you.
So
I
what?
just
They
can't get a good
drink a
image.
ton of water, and then this thing slow releases water, or do they like somehow?
Irrigation for your farm. Right here.
Red thinks that these camels have fucking Blue Man systems or something going on.
Yeah.
Fucking carrots and shit.
Yeah, how are these things releasing their water?
Gotta
I
be
think they
6 feet
just
above
absorb
the fucking
it.
ground for it to work,
Just-
man.
They just.
I
use
don't
it.
think they can even
Once.
give it
They
once
drink
it's in
once, it
there.
stores it, and then they just use it.
Yeah, they're long-term horses.
Well, why wouldn't any other animals adapt to that? That's ridiculous. How come the camel?
Because they don't live in deserts.
A lot of dude. I mean, yeah, man. A lot of us go through droughts and like periods of not being able to find water and shit.
Million-year droughts.
I don't know. There's other animal and desert
I
dwelling.
just seen a
animals.
thing on PBS that said it
Lizards.
rained for 2 million years.
It what?
It rained for 2 million years.
In the desert.
Mm.
Yeah, totally, dude.
No, like
You-
all over the whole planet.
Dude, that's a fuck.
I
ton.
believe it.
2 million years?
I saw a
2
thing
million
that said
years,
we're
it's
the
on
third.
PBS.
We're the
people in
third
Seattle-
wave of humans.
The poor people in Seattle are still getting rained on too. It never stops for them. It's still been raining.
Shit, dude, I'm getting ready to go out there around fucking Halloween, man.
Dude, I
Really?
just
That'll be sweet, Skilbo.
Yeah,
I was
man.
watching the documentary. So that is the rainiest, the most overcast. I should be more
Well,
specific.
see,
Go where?
where I lived in Germany, it used
Yeah,
to
right.
rain like that fucking shit all the time. And the thing that some people don't understand is the more trees you have, the more rain you'll get. An absence of trees means an absence of rain. So if you think about, how wooded shit used to be, like, wow, man.
They have like the only other kind of version of a rainforest that we have in the United States is kind of that side of the country. I think that's the whole West Coast kind of, but especially at Northwest is that it's where all the mushrooms are. That's where Paul Stamets has been fucking knocking around for how long?
I don't know if this is true or not, so I'll preface it by saying that. But I was listening to someone that probably was Terrence McKenna talking about how in the fucking ancient, whatever, Precambrian fucking bullshit that, there were like 6 foot tall mushrooms and shit. And so me being a humongous lover of psilocybin, man, that's just like such a cool vision to think about. Think of how much more fucking CO2.
You ever see
like-
the mushroom people?
The CO2 levels, dude. Think about like how much CO2 we pump into our rooms and shit, and then look at like what CO2 levels were theorized to have been back then.
Well, they were.
Fucking this shit blew up. That's why everything was like fucking
Huge.
Well, they were saying
ancient
they-
fucking
no,
weed, man.
They were saying this guy was talking about how everything was bigger. Remember, everything was bigger back in the day, like a long time ago. Bigger leaves, bigger plants, bigger animals. Your crocodile was the size of a bus. You didn't, stuff like that. And he was saying it was because our atmosphere wasn't as messed up, so it was thicker, and it blocked UV, which affects the oxygen production. And so the oxygen was higher, and you had less UVs hitting everything. And because UV is just straight harmful, really, and everything was bigger because
Oxygen harmful also though.
not at that level. So like we're at like I think 25% oxygen now or something. And then it was like back then it was like 37%. So it's just like it's not harmful. I mean we get a pure oxygen mask when we go to the hospital. So
No, things oxidize. And it's
No, we're back to the Rust story.
Yeah,
Help
man.
us, Becca.
yeah,
You're our only hope.
antioxidants.
Where's Mama Red?
We require antioxidants.
oh, I was looking up rainforest. There's a rainforest in North Carolina.
Oh hell yeah! What area is that in?
They just aside from the Great Smoky Mountains, the Chattahoochee National Forest.
Chattahoochee.
But they're saying they're older than the Himalayas, the Appalachian Mountains.
It's way
So-
down.
And they're
Yeah,
home to
because-
60 inches of rainfall a year.
Whoa.
The tallest mountains are also the youngest ones.
Oh. Everest?
Dude, I'm just fucking clicking on all fucking
Everest?
cylinders tonight, man.
Everest is the youngest.
That's the highest point in the world, I believe, ever.
So that would make it the youngest.
Everest
I
is
don't
K2. Is it K2?
I don't know if it makes it the tallest mountain. I think it makes it the highest point in the world. But depending on the thickness of the mantle and all that shit, I don't know if it's the tallest. Like
The
mountain.
Himalayas are the youngest. Interesting.
There you go. Himalayas are the youngest, according to the Googles.
Yeah, I'm glad I know that.
I I'm just full of fucking Cliff Clavenisms, man. I know all kinds of arcane, stupid,
Clavenism.
unapplicable knowledge of stupid shit, man.
I like that. That's
awesome.
reference that both Baked and Beckett probably don't get.
Yep.
Nope, not at all.
You have to be.
But
of
guess
age.
what? But guess what, Spartan?
What?
I don't give a shit either.
Oh, okay.
Oh, that's cool. It's a good story, bro.
I think Carrie, you're googling it right now.
He's like a joke
not. You see
buster, a
my hand?
conversation killer. Come on, Baked, loosen up, man. Take it down.
I don't need to know 1920s references.
It wasn't a 1920s. That was a 1980s
1920s.
reference.
It's closer. Yeah, I think it's closer to the 2000s than the other way around.
What was it? I didn't even hear.
It was called Cheers. And he was the postman that used to come in all the time, every day. And he used to sit with his big fat buddy Norm. And he would just constantly regale him with stupid fucking bullshit that, like, his buddy Norm really didn't want to hear. And everybody was, like, groaning and shit whenever this dude would talk. So
Because it came with a story. Everything he
Yeah,
said, longest story. Yeah.
some fucking big fish stale. Yeah, man. So it's a Cliff Clavenism.
When they had spin-offs from that show.
I
they
remember.
had-
I remember seeing that show.
See, it wasn't the 1920s, bro. Television
Yeah,
was
yeah, but here's the
okay.
thing.
Baked. Did
I
you
was
know
like
that the
5
television?
or something. So why would I want to hear some old guy at a bar talk about nothing?
I mean, people are sitting here old listening to us talk about nothing.
Hey.
I mean, what the fuck?
Come on, we have to,
I hope a 5-year-old isn't.
you have to consider.
'Cause we're not
perspective.
talking about lasers and.
Perspective.
Bake doesn't like to smile, so that's not his kind of show, man.
Oh yeah, I watch very funny shows. I was just watching Practical Jokers and laughing.
It's called Impractical Jokers, dude. Are you watching it or not, man? You don't know the title.
That kind of laughter
That's
comes
what I
from
said.
pain.
Impractical
He's
Jokers.
impractical. It's probably
Yeah,
some-
impractical.
wait a minute, there's probably some fucking show your mom watches that fucking suggests
Practical Jokers.
Practical Jokers.
Sir, I'm gonna prank you. Is that okay? Okay, I'm gonna proceed with the prank.
It better be practical.
Yeah. Well, you ended up with your laundry washed, so Practical Jokers.
It's just like dad jokes like crazy the whole time.
That show's happening at my house right now.
Is it?
Yeah, that's why I feel like your show's a mixture of that and The Office. Like you're gonna get to a point where you just are sick of each other trying to scare each other. Like, fuck, stop.
Baked does not.
But first you have to
understand
get
love.
better.
It's
But
not
first you have to get
good.
better.
Right now, every time I try to scare him and fail, we both end up laughing our asses
Yep,
off.
and that's
end
the
up
secret
in
right
tears
fucking there,
laughing
dude.
about it.
Is that the ability to laugh about shit is the best way to fucking to be in a relationship, man.
Yep.
Yeah, it's
Nobody
just
wants to be a fucking
heart
around a
attack.
sourpuss or a fucking, you know what I mean? Like somebody that's prickly. Fuck
You,
that, man. Life's too short.
Yep.
Share a laugh, share a smoke.
I don't know. It's pretty funny being around prickly people too. I can get.
It's because you like to antagonize the shit out of Baked, and you're really, really good at it, man.
The problem is she's not scared of it. Nobody's getting scared. If it was getting scared, it gets serious. Your heart
Yeah,
gets up
one
every
of these
day.
days it's gonna actually work, and you're gonna get legitimately scared and have a goddamn heart attack and start flopping on the floor and shit.
Well, I hope not, but
I hope not too, but it might happen because I'm gonna get his ass good.
has he retaliated though?
No.
Oh, he got me in
In
West
West,
Virginia.
yeah, but I'm saying you've tried 3-4 times since then.
No.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
But-
someone's keeping score.
But he
is
might be cooking something up. You better be careful.
Painted lady, what he's saying is someone's keeping score. Obviously, he's already got it down to 2-3 times.
And that's why he's alone.
Yep.
You
But
gotta fucking play the game.
I got a
bro,
scoreboard.
to a degree.
but I still got the scoreboard. He points to
He's sitting
it.
in the stands laughing. You know, it's cool.
Oh, air horn. I don't know.
Oh shit, air horn. That is fucking. I'll be punching somebody for some shit like that.
No, I like to see
especially wake
the
my ass up with that. I'm fucking swinging.
the
Probably.
real reaction of like a legit like boo scare.
I like this swear to scare. You know what I mean? That's a good one.
Yeah.
Shout
Just
out to
startle.
my dude.
This is the right season. You can get right into it. Go get you some masks and shit. Really get elaborate.
Oh no.
This fucking Halloween
I
fucking
will-
doom mask or some shit.
Yeah, man, it's about time to be spooktacular.
When
Like,
he's least
time.
expecting it, I am going to come out in such a way that he is going to soil himself. And I will be there.
You get bonus points if he screams like a girl.
What an interesting way of saying things. I am going to come out in such a way that he's going to soil himself. Interesting. I like it.
Bonus points, man. There's gotta be levels to this, you know what I mean?
I'm telling you, it's going to happen. I can't wait. I'm going to laugh so hard. It's one of my favorite things to do. And my roommate and I in Chicago used to scare the shit out of each other. And oh my God, we swear we thought our landlord downstairs was going to call 911 a few times because we screamed so loud in the middle of the night. We would watch scary movies, and then we had this big, long brownstone that was like, it was all dark all the way back to the bathroom. And so when we were watching scary movies, we wouldn't turn on any of the lights. And so we'd have to go down back there in the dark. And we had this big, like, living, like, sitting room in between the, like, TV area and then the bathroom. And so we'd forget, and we'd go to the bathroom and then come out, do. The other one would be hiding around the corner. And we just screamed like
Jesus, headphones.
The whole time too. I can picture the person hiding, scared to death, hiding in this fucking dark room.
And then we would laugh so hard, we were just crying, and then it would happen all over again, like half an hour later when the other person would have to go to the bathroom. And then they'd forget, and then the next thing you know. So that's where I just love it. It's the funniest thing ever to scare somebody. And I love it when people fall down, too. Can't help it.
Yeah, man. Stoned.
Oh, yeah, man.
So what else has been going on since last night?
I was building some fucking garage landing and step shit. That's what I spent my day doing, because it was like misty rain bullshit here for most of the day, so there was really no need to garden or anything.
It was a pretty gloomy Labor Day. Check local listings, but here in Michigan, it was pretty gloomy.
Super overcast.
But not that I was complaining, because it was kind of welcome. After having a pretty action-packed weekend, it was kind of nice to just have a day to relax and do some stuff. And Tara and Troy were still over and hanging out for a bit in the morning before they took off. So, man,
she had a blast, it sounds like.
I think
so. Like, she needed that shit too, I think.
Every time I looked back, because it was Nut Tree in sequence, me and my friend, and then Tara behind my friend, and then the guide behind her. And every time I looked back to see what Tara was doing, she was just like, so yeah, I think she had a good time. I couldn't see Nut Tree because he was in front of me, obviously, or his face anyway, but the picture said it all.
Yeah, he looked like he was right next to sequence. So those guys looked like they both had the front.
Yeah, they did.
It's...
Yeah, they had the front, and then we were behind them, and they had a great time. I think it was just really fun. So I've had a lot of people that have messaged me on Instagram and said, I've always wanted to do that, but I've been too scared. You guys, I think Tara was a little nervous about it too. And literally there is nothing to be scared about. There's different levels of rapids down in West Virginia, down at the Gauley and the New River. And I mean, there's one that's even less crazy. I mean, it's not even crazy. I don't even know what you would call it. The rapids have different classes, and there's 1 through 5, I think. And there's ones that are lower than the ones that we even went on. And he called it like a fishing. If you want to go fishing, he called it.
What's time of the year too? Like You know, like if you go in the early spring when they first start having their melts and shit, especially like I'm not trying to change it, but like if the Alps and shit, when that stuff melts, it goes way fucking faster at certain times of the year. Sometimes there's certain parts that will flood that aren't really, you can't do them at other times of the year. So.
Yeah, that's what we discovered. The one that we wanted to do that was the Gauley River, the harder one with the 14-foot waterfall drop and everything was.
Shit! Really?
Yeah, for like a couple more weeks.
Wow,
So,
dude,
that's what we want to do next year.
I'm a sucker for a fucking waterfall, man.
Yeah, we're gonna go over that
Stupid
fucker
fucking
raft.
Yeah. Has anybody been to the Tequamatum Falls?
Yeah, man, it's awesome. It's beautiful.
Yeah.
I love waterfalls too. Everywhere I go, Hawaii.
If I know where there's one, I want to go see it. If it's within like
Ireland,
their distance.
Torque Waterfall was fucking amazing. Everything was covered in moss. Everything, all the trees. It looked like a scene out of Lord of the Rings or something crazy.
Hell yeah.
But yeah. Anyway, got off tangent. I don't remember what else we were talking about.
It's all good. I don't either.
Big, did you talk about getting some more work done at your house?
Not yet.
No, we did some work.
That was cool. We got some
in the garage. Got some more wall done.
What stage are you at right now?
We completed, I am happy to say, we completed the best, hands down, transition of corners.
Oh, yeah.
Damn, it was nice. The one we did
like
today.
Stick a speed square in it and it's dead set.
Yeah, where two walls meet each other, and it's like someone took a putty knife and fucking, beveled off the edges even. The way there's like a little piece that the walls hook into.
Yeah, do you have to caulk that?
Nice. Well, we'll probably caulk everything at the end, even between even the cracks, probably.
Yeah. But in between, we don't caulk right there. That's the trim. But every piece beyond that, we'll caulk in between it.
What size room is this?
12 by 12 by 10 foot tall.
Oh, money.
So nice.
Now, what kind of lights are you putting up in there?
I got 4 HLG R-Spec Scorpions.
Those are 5x5s?
Yeah, right. They cover 5x5s, yeah.
Are you going to use...
We'll probably just have 2 4x8 tables in there on like either rolling benches or those rolling rack tray things, the tray rollers.
What size pots?
Probably 2 or 3 gals.
You're just gonna crank them out, Coco, man. Bust it out, right?
Yeah.
Yep, that's what.
And then flood the table, or are you gonna top?
No, we'll rig up pumps and just have like Netafims.
Netafims, yeah.
And just kind of hand water, but hand spray, I guess. I don't know what you call that. Hand irrigate. But yeah. So we got one wall pretty much done right up to the where there's the drain. So we're gonna go get a what do they call it? A hole saw, and so we can cut a hole and get the last panels in.
Because we have to put a hole to where the drain can pass through the panel. So we want to get that all done now.
The drain's in between the walls, so it's installed in the 2x6 wall in between the flower rooms, so that I could.
It's by design. So you can
catch both rooms.
Both rooms. Okay.
Yep.
It's a drain.
That's nice. So then the floors are pitched naturally, and you don't have to fight anything.
Well, the drains aren't really in the floors; they're more just a tube sticking up. They go under the floor to the drain that goes out.
A utility sink.
Yeah. We're gonna get like a utility sink that's like a foot tall, and get it up in there, and have anything that needs to drain or whatever go there. Like the DU will hang on the ceiling somewhere near there.
Wherever the AC is made.
Okay. The HVAC shouldn't need.
Let's talk about that dehumidifier. Which one did you go with?
I bought one, but I'm probably gonna go just with the Andon because I talked to the guy and they can probably grab me a deal and get the Andon. I think they do 100 because
John Andon right here in Michigan.
Yeah,
cool.
That guy. He came by work. basically work had some like older Andons. They were like Gen 1, Gen 2. And the difference is like a couple parts and things that they can swap out. So he was swapping those out. And I was
Nice.
like, hey, I'm going to need some DUs. Should I hit you up? And he was like, yeah, hit me up. I can hook you up. So hopefully I'll get like, I think they're 100 pint a days for that company because the Quests are 105 or 110s. And then the Andons, I think, are 100. So yeah, 100 pint a day for that room. So that should be enough.
Keep that VPD solid and away you go.
Yep.
I mean, it's looking pretty cool, that room. I have it. I threw it up on my story, like our progress. But it's like, you know, those little light boxes they make for taking photos of like a bud shot or whatever.
Uh-huh.
So it looks like with all the white ceiling, the white walls, and
It's so bright.
Yeah.
PVC white, so it's that shiny reflective white.
That's what
Yeah.
my flowery room used to look like when I first dry locked it. It looked so beautiful.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Oh, look at it. It was so pretty until I put plants in there.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Until I put I always feel like when you have a super white room like that and you throw plants in, it makes it so that every time you open that fucking door, you're just like, pow! It just pops, man.
Oh, it did for a while, and then the floor got dirty. So,
Wow. Yeah.
We'll have just
You know-
concrete floor for now.
yeah.
Yeah, I wouldn't really be worrying about trying to refract light off of my floor and then count that towards my bud. Like,
Yeah, no. The only thing if I had
I was gonna
wood
do
or
something,
something,
I would
I'd be
paint it
worried about
or-
sealing it.
I would
Yeah.
epoxy it. If I was going to do anything, I wouldn't try to just roll paint because that's just going to get fucked up, especially, you know, with you're going to
Yeah.
run trails in there because you've got like a foot on each side that you're working with.
I was
But
telling
you could put like mats down there if you wanted to, like those horse stall mats and shit, cut them up and make that so
Yeah.
you're stepping on that rather than the floor.
we're probably just gonna run a round or two and then get floors done or do them.
Figure it out.
But I
Yeah.
was telling Spartan there's something called I don't know if I'm saying it right, but I believe it's called like Cove Base. And it's like, you know, your baseboard for rooms is on the bottom. This Cove Base is like a professional epoxy guy will come in and
Yeah.
he'll use grout to make basically a quarter pipe around your whole room. And then you epoxy over that. That's what I would love to do. That way,
Yeah,
if you ever
it's
have
like
a
a kitchen.
spill or something, you've got like 2 inches of just holding water.
Yep.
If they epoxy it right. So that's the goal, is to eventually get that in like probably just a light gray. I don't know about white. White
Yeah.
just gets dirty so fast.
Yeah,
Gray at
that
least.
Cove shit, they just put that up. If it's like what they use in kitchens, you know what I'm talking about, red, don't you? Yeah. So all they do with that is just throw some fucking silicone on the walls and press that shit in, and you go.
Yep. So yeah, that would be
So-
the goal for the floor.
What's
Like
our time?
everything
What's the timetable looking like for this?
I don't know. Hopefully, I'm hoping in the next 2 weeks to a month I'll order the mini split for the veg and one of the flowers. It'll be on the same mini split, and then I'll have to figure
Mini
out how much installation costs.
You need a mini split? I have 2 5-tons, brand new.
No, I need a smaller one.
We got 5 heads on each. You could power 5 rooms with 1 mini split.
Baked, what size is your veg room?
17 and a half feet. This was planned. I'd have to measure. I don't think it came out to that, but it should have been 17 and a half feet by 12 feet and then 10
Okay.
feet tall.
Because you're supplying 2 flower rooms, right?
Yeah, 2 flower rooms right across from it.
Flowers are identical from each other.
And I'll have plenty of space for genetics, which will be nice. So, yep.
It's gonna be sweet.
Fuck yeah, man.
Yeah, I'm excited. The veg, I think the veg in the dry room, I'm probably going to get a smaller DU, like a
Ooh,
70.
we didn't talk about the dry room, man. Can you
The
fill us
dry
in
room,
on the size and what you're doing to control the environment?
dry room's just going to have its own mini split head and a DU. And it's got its own drain. And then it's just I think it's 9.5 feet wide by 12 feet by 10 foot tall. And honestly, I think I'm probably just going to get some of those like coat hanger racks that are on wheels and try to work those at first because I
Yeah,
think I have enough room to make just a couple aisles of those and
you know what I
just
thought you would do?
whole plant hang.
I thought you would copy the Freedom Green Farms one, like that dry
I
room
really
thing.
would
But
love to end up doing
use
something
that
like
height
that.
to your advantage.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? Otherwise, if
yeah,
you're just using rolling shit, I mean, it's like, I'm wasting a lot of space. Now I'm throwing lines up there to try to hang more shit. Like,
Yeah,
do
but
it that way.
but it does help having rolling things for harvest. You can harvest and just throw it over something and then roll that into your dry room.
yeah.
Baked. I was looking at the same thing in my room, and I ended up getting shelves, wire shelves. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Like the
And just
kitchen
hang
bakers ones.
on those, and just because you can use both sides of the shelf. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
And then you
yeah.
get 3 tiers possibly if you use the shelf.
Exactly. Yeah, that'd be nice. Do 2 tiers of that to take advantage of the height. I could see that. Something like that. That's what I'm saying. We're gonna figure it out. And
Double
that's what
side.
you know. Yeah.
It'll hold hangers on both sides of it. So
What I learned at work too was like that's what they had to figure out was it took them a while to figure out a whole harvest routine, a whole what to do with the plants, and so by the time I got there it was pretty smooth, but like apparently it didn't start that way. So that's gonna be probably the same way with my operations. So, but yeah, I'm excited. And then the hash room will be across from that,
What
and
size?
that'll be a tiny little. I think it's 6 foot wide by 12 foot by 10 foot ceiling.
Okay,
It's
what do
just
we got
mashed
in the hash
cement.
room?
It'll just be a mini split with its own condenser and cool bot, so they can go to like really low, and then it'll be. I'm thinking probably I've talked to Dro before. Dro Grow. Shout out to him.
sounds like you need a
And
mini split with 5 heads.
Red's still trying to hawk this.
You know what you really need there, Bakes, is put I don't know how much.
Sounds like you're getting 3 mini splits.
Get a window cut in right there, so you have a window to the outside. So when it gets cold here in Michigan, you just open that window because it's so well insulated.
then I have a hole in my fucking wall. No.
Yeah, but it's just for your hash room. So when it's wintertime, you open that window. You don't have to cool by
What
shit.
about the
You see Bake's
summertime?
expression right now? Bake's like, no.
No,
You
it's
don't
already
have
spray
summertime.
foam. I'm not cutting a hole through that. On the end, it's the hottest side. That's where the sun hits. But we actually were in it the other day when it was really hot, and spray foam's the way to go.
It
Because
felt
it
like
was
walking
it was
into a cool
it was
basement.
like 60 something or 70 degrees in there.
Well, but you can also just wait and keep us. You have room to put a deep freezer out there, obviously.
Yeah,
Just
I have
hold some
one.
of that material and then wait for those colder months, and then just fucking kick it into overdrive.
Yeah. I'm not too
Instead
worried
of
right
trying
now.
to-
Priority's flour and veg. So I'm trying to get a flour and a veg up, and then the dry, and then the hash room's kind
The
of
rest will
last.
fill
But
itself out. Yeah.
the hash room won't be too much because I mean the most expensive thing in the hash room is gonna be my freeze dryer. I'll have to buy. Other than that, you buy a stainless steel table, a motorcycle lift off of Spartan's favorite website.
What is a
And
motorcycle lift?
Or you can just go down to Harbor Freight right here in town and buy that.
yeah, they might have one too.
Oh, you mean for the press?
No, you'll put your brute trash that you're washing, and it has a valve on the bottom,
Right.
and you're washing it, and it's at like level that you stand at, and
Oh,
then it's
nice.
on the motorcycle lift, and then you pump it up when you want to valve it into your bags, so you don't have to lift it or anything like that.
You know, he hunched
Joe
over.
told me about that.
Who did?
Joe Grows.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
man.
he said motorcycle lift, and I looked him up. And I was like, that's perfect. It's like a square. It's
Right.
like a scissor jack, and it's just a square, so it's perfect. And they're
Genius.
good for like 200-300 pounds or whatever motorcycles weigh, and yeah. So
There you
I'll
go.
have that in the corner, and then you'll wash that, and then we'll throw it in the freeze dryer, move that down to the press, and press it.
Do you
And
already
yeah.
have the press?
Yeah, I've got a little 3x5. I'd love to get a better one day, but you work with what you got.
Yeah.
I think I've pressed some hash before, not freeze dried hash, but the only thing my press that is missing that I wish I had was a pressure gauge
Yeah.
so that I could just
Is that
monitor.
something you think you could just fucking
You can
MacGyver
put one
out?
in.
I think you might be able to with my press. I don't know. I don't know if you can take out the hydraulic bit to add one of the pumps that they sell with the pressure gauge. Because
Oh.
that bit might be something to look into because those are only $100.
I was so
Oh,
deep in the fucking
hashtag.
conversation. Thank you, Red.
But yeah, I gotta grab
I'm
my rig.
I'm super fucking excited, man. This is like,
Yeah,
you have
you'll
to
have to
realize,
come
guys,
over.
that Baked came to Michigan and has been thinking about this and trying to execute this for years. Like, we're not going to be able to convince him of any single thing as far as modification to how this building goes, unless it's just like crazy common sense that he didn't see. Because
Yeah.
he's already planned all this fucking shit out for
like
a long fucking
only
time.
5
Just
ton
like,
with 5 heads rather than multiple air
Because
conditioners.
if the 5-ton goes out, all my 5 heads go out, and now everything's down. That's the only. But also,
I have
because
2 5 tons. You can have 2 heads in every one of those.
that would be so sick. Redundancy.
Happy
But
redundancy. Because I'll sell it
yeah.
to you for the price of one.
Oh, we might have to talk then. That's all I'm waiting for. I've been saving money. I had to pay the dang government, and now I did that. So now it's first I'm gonna get a mini split, and then I'm gonna worry about insulation after that. Because
I've
we'll
still been
finish the
holding off. I
walls,
got
and I'll
more
bring
months.
the guy out for a quote. Say what, Spartan?
I've been holding off. I said, fuck those guys. It's not actually due for like 1 more month, so I'm not paying them.
Oh,
I'm waiting till the last minute to pay those.
I
fuckers.
had it, so I was like, I'm just gonna pay them so I can just be done with it. But yeah, they charged me. I told you they charged me a 6% fee. Like you're already, but getting me,
What was the
reaming
6?
me over the, and the 6% was because I had to use my credit card or my debit card for like $200 out of like 2,700 because I brought cash, and they were like, oh. There's a 6% charge or something like that, 3% charge. It's gonna be like $6 or something. I was like, whatever. But like, it's like you guys are already getting my money. I don't know. It's 2022. You don't have to charge me the Visa fee, but it is what it is. So yeah, moving forward, get a mini split, get some insulation before winter. I think we got time. At least have flour and a veg running at winter.
right.
And then during winter, get the rest of the walls up in the other rooms. And by spring, I'll maybe break ground to get my own dedicated like water out there. I don't know if I'm gonna have to get a meter or if I'm gonna be able to branch
Yeah,
off of my
let's do
house.
it. You should be
The
able to do
problem
that.
is, if I branch off my house, we have
I
to get
know
somebody
what your
that can
problem is.
bore
Yep.
under the driveway.
Uh-huh.
And other than that, yeah, we're moving forward. So I'm
Dude, so
excited.
that's about the most understated fucking thing you could say. What I want
Oh
to
yeah.
know is, so you're gonna have more room. You're gonna carry some genetics forward, but dude, what are you gonna pop? What are you looking forward
So
to, like in the first 2 runs?
well, the first 2 runs, I'll probably run something I've already hunted out, like a chemo or something. Like my chemo number 1, it's drying right now. That's like a fast GMO. It's a 58 days I
Really?
took it,
What?
and it was
Ooh.
done, and it's stinky and everything like that. But something like that I know will give me a good yield, a good quality product, and then the thing is, I don't know if you haven't been over in a while, but my basement has a room in it, that's pretty much dedicated to
No,
growing.
the last time I was over was Tent City, remember?
Yeah, so I still have tents everywhere too. In this room, you can over here,
Right.
but
I
the
know where
room
you're pointing.
behind it was a spare bedroom. I tore the carpet out. I painted the with a homemade home epoxy you get from Menards
What'd you
on
think
the
about that?
floor. It's pretty good, but I wish I would have done a second coat. Or I
Okay.
wish I would have done another gallon. I did a gallon which covered it. I think it was 2 coats, but I think one more coat would have got all these little tiny holes and nooks of the concrete.
Right.
But it's fine. It's fine. It's definitely fine. And it was like $30. So it's like, I did my
That's
floor for
way
30
cheaper.
bucks.
Right.
But everything in here, I might move some of these veg tents and get rid of them just because it's a pain in the butt with the mining rig and the veg tents in the same room. I
Yeah, what
have to have
size are
the
those
window
anyways? Like
AC.
2x3x4s or something
I
like
got a
that?
4x4 and a 2x4.
2x4.
But basically I plan on just hunting crap in the house and
Right.
having the garage to store and run stuff. So that's why I made that veg so big. I learned after watching the tour of Mitten Canico with you guys and stuff like that. I was like,
That
well,
veg is
shoot,
fucking
it
huge,
almost looks
dude.
like veg is more important to have bigger than your
You gotta
flour.
have something to
Some
put in
people are
these
like,
fucking
oh,
rooms.
flour. Yeah, exactly.
You
And
can't
well,
just
you
have
gotta have
fucking. Go ahead.
cycles.
Yeah.
You gotta have the first cycle, which is clones, and then you'll have to at the same time. Eventually, you're gonna have
Like 2 cycles in
2
there.
or 3
Dude,
weeks ahead of that.
that was. How
Yeah.
many
And
tables
have
were
enough
there?
room to have more than what you need, so you can start out with a lot of cuts that you can weed down to the best cuts that go in, kind of a thing.
Yep.
Because you guys had I think it was 3 tables that were long as fuck, and everything was at a 1 gal, and then you had the shit on the floor, and then you guys had the mothers in the back right by where all the fucking domes and shit
We
were.
have let's see, we
And
have
it's
1, 2
like you have to have that in order to be able to flip into the room. Like, here's another one. Just because you put something into flour doesn't mean, or into a flower room A, doesn't mean that you have to put flower room A into flour itself and 12-12. You can
Yeah.
actually use it to manipulate the plants. If you're running like a long run of them like that, you can kind of veg them a little bit to get them situated. It's going to cost you money if you're into production, but it's something that you might not think about, but could really help you in the long run. Red, what are you holding up?
Looks like some pickles.
A spicy pickle, man.
This is some pickles.
Homemade?
Pickles. Yeah, they were made on the 15th.
Oh wow.
On the 15th. So what is that? 15, 20 days ago?
What's the other
Almost
stuff
60.
in there?
There's a
The
pepper,
organs.
there's some jalapenos, there's some
Ooh.
garlic, there's some dill, there's some
Is
mustard.
that your garlic that you guys grew?
Not in here. The garlic that we grew is in our spaghetti sauce, and yeah, just the spaghetti sauce. We canned up like 6 quarts of spaghetti sauce, and then we ate a 7th quart. No, canned 5, ate a 6th tonight with our spaghetti squash, which was fucking phenomenal. So like everything except the protein, which was ground turkey, came out of the garden. So the whole sauce, we had all the herbs in the sauce. You know what kind of herbs? Thyme, rosemary, basil, parsley, a little bit of everything in that. There was, well, obviously tons of tomatoes, like probably 4 or 5 different types of tomatoes.
What causes the black spots on the bottom of tomatoes? My neighbor grows tomatoes and was asking me, and I'm like, dude, I grow weed. I don't know about tomatoes.
Probably low calcium.
Yeah, black spots.
Yeah, it's like a black spot on the bottom of these tomatoes.
Blossom end rot. I'll just do some fucking
viral or
calcium.
Something. Yeah,
some calcium. You need some fucking limestone or gypsum. Probably gypsum would be a better go. But either way,
usually water.
Crab meal.
Yeah.
Cracks on the side, or it's too dry. Cracks on the top as it's too wet. And tomatoes have pretty telltale signs for what their issues are. Pretty interesting. Yeah, they're super
man.
fuckers. But we have a ton of cherry tomatoes.
So cracks on the top is too much water?
Yeah, they'll start to get those round cracks on the top.
Yeah. Splitting open like a loaf of bread, man.
And then what'll happen is on the sides and the bottom, they'll split if it's too dry because there's not enough moisture in the skin while the tomato's actually growing. So the sides will split. So there's like a couple different types of splitting that can occur, whether it's too dry or too wet.
My way to get around that is that splitting he's talking about there, where the sides split.
Right.
I find that happens a lot towards as they get more ripe. So
yeah,
I'll harvest shit. As soon as it starts to turn towards the right color. So I can't say towards red, because in tomatoes now you can have, like, for me, the sun goes towards orange. And but anyways, when they start turning red, pick them then, because then they're already, the ripening process is already starting. you can pick them and throw them on your fucking counter, and they're still gonna ripen to red.
Yeah, he gave me a bunch. I got to go over there, man. He's like 75 years old, but he loves this shit. And the first time I went over there, I was really impressed because he did the rain barrel style thing, but instead of like a lot of people would do the butt chugging style where you split it in half this way and then you get 2 containers out of it. He did sideways like this, and then
That's cool.
He built like 2x6 frames, and then that's what he grows peppers and all kinds of little shit and stuff in. And I was like, Harry, that's fucking ingenious, bro. I'm really impressed.
It reminds me of the bathtub.
Pretty much, yeah.
People make.
Yeah.
Wow, we got all these awesome people spamming our chat. So cool.
We're so popular. I know.
Cool, man.
Yeah, buddy.
So fast.
But you got it faster than me.
This is Sparta.
I mean,
I got that kick out. Good thing I got that nap.
I'm
Like,
comment section where I can't do shit.
He's quick.
So organically blunt. Let me try to find this. I'll try to do that.
Oh, there was a question somewhere along the line.
They're asking me for a link for the pots for the wheels. So I'm assuming the sip containers that I'm growing in. They're just called city pickers, and I honestly don't have a link because I just go to the
Get
store.
them at Menards or box store. Yeah.
Yeah, you can get them in the garden section. So you go to even a Meijer store in the garden section, or Lowe's, or Home
Is there a
Depot.
size that's better than others?
Well, whatever size you need. You know what I mean? I don't know the space, whatever fits your space. But I really like.
Better?
I like the ones that are pretty close to a 2x2 size.
Okay.
I think one is 2 foot, and the other one's like just shy of 2 feet. The other dimension.
And then how'd you put wheels on those? Or those have wheels on them?
They come with wheels on them.
Okay.
So all that stuff that's what makes them so great, and why I recommend them is it's easy. You just go buy it. It's already all put together.
Right.
It's a sip.
It's already got the riser in it, you know.
Yeah, it's got the riser, and it's all made out of like a durable plastic. I've been using it for years, and it's still working. So I really like them for that.
Here. I
Yeah.
got it right here.
Throw it out.
Oh, I stopped even looking
So
for
it
them.
looks like they're 24 inches by 20.
Yeah, that's the one. I
24
like.
by
So
20.
that's,
Yeah.
so you can pretty much fit 4 of those in a 4x4 pretty nice.
Right now, when you got to go pick 4 of those up, and it's almost $40. That's a lot of money, but you buy it
But
one
you're having
time.
for years.
You
though.
buy it one time, yeah, and look, they come with wheels, and I bet they go on sale too. When you get like Here Comes Winter, a lot of these retail stores are gonna start putting things like this on sale because nobody's buying that in
Put
winter.
on clearance,
No. Yeah. Hell yeah.
But yeah, it looks like it's 9. It looks like how much does it hold? We'd
feel like
have to do the math, but
Also,
yeah. I think they hold a good. I think I did it once when you told me
1.5.
about them, and they hold a good amount more
The
than
ones
an
that I
earth ball.
use, those ones I'm using, I know I can fit like a bag of soil. It's like 1.5 cubic feet will fit in them.
So almost like 14, 15 gallons probably.
Okay.
I'd say it's a
Yeah.
little bit bigger. Yeah, a little bit bigger than a 10 gal, but not by a huge amount. So maybe
Nice.
11, 12 gallons worth.
Could be nice to keep in a 4x4 though. You know what I mean? If you can space it out
Absolutely.
right.
You
Yeah.
get 4 of them in a 4x4. Absolutely. That's kind of my thing. I use 4 of them under the light, but I can kind of stretch the way my flower room's set up now. I can stretch that into a 4x5 probably, to be more honest. I can let them spread out on the ends. But I really like those.
You know, it's like we're talking about a lot of things that we've discussed through over many, many episodes and shit. But it's nice to come back around and bring these things up because, you know, we do have new viewers and listeners out there. So I dig it.
Eric in chat, shout out to Eric. He's been a long time watcher, viewer. He's saying that he's running 2 plants and 1 city picker outdoor. So that's interesting.
You just don't need to fucking veg monsters. You know what I mean? Grow the way that you can with each plant. You don't want to grow shit that's all crowded, you know?
It reminds me kind of like I don't know if it tricks the plant or what, because the plant's kind of roots can just keep going and going. It makes them think they're in a more bigger space than what they really are in, because I can grow some pretty good sized, nice stem plants, almost like an outdoor. Not quite, but I really like it. It's like this does something to trick the plant to think that it can get bigger, I think.
No problems filling out a 4x4.
No. I might veg for a little bit longer though. I do like to grow kind of bigger plants.
Yeah. He's gonna give me some of that vortex pollen, so I'll have some of that soon. I'm flowering out some Chernobyls, have some male pollen of that, and then we already have a really, really nice female of
Which is nice
Chernobyl.
because the Chernobyl is like lime terps. The vortex is like lemon terps. So make it a nice lemon lime.
Ooh, yeah. We can get radioactive black hole or something. We can call it. I don't know. I'm spitballing.
Sprite.
I got a huge Chernobyl though, the female. So we'll have. I'll bring everybody when I see y'all a lot of tests like nugs of that.
Yeah,
That
man.
stuff's so good at work. It smells phenomenal.
I miss Chernobyl.
Everyone's like, "Oh, it's the Slimer." I just don't. I've never had Chernobyl like that, so I can't be like, "Oh yeah, it's the Slimer."
Is it
All
lime?
I know is it's lemon lime candy, just reeks.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Pretty big
So,
nugs.
yeah. I'll have to check it out tomorrow. I haven't literally seen it all weekend because we've just been getting in and out to water, and I take care of veg mainly when that happens. So I'll go in and check it out. But yeah, it's like it grows real nice. So it's like spreads. It's one of those plants that doesn't do the whole like all the 600 stems and they're all together, and they're growing like a tower. No, it spreads out by itself. And then you have a lot of nice colas that are even, and it's that real thick, hairy, old school pistils.
That's what I thought. Yeah.
So and then last I saw it, the buds were starting to get a good shape up the whole cola, or I
So
mean branch.
I
So
have
yeah,
actually
I'll
smoked
I'll
that.
take a pic tomorrow and
Oh,
post
yeah.
it.
It's like just like citric. It's like reminiscent of like a haze. Like
The size of the nugs.
just the flavor profile and the structure of it in general is like I used to grow it, and then God man, dude, I just like I ended up getting this lemon diesel, this sour diesel, like lemon diesel cut, and it was a little bit structured better. The flavor was similar, so I was like, well, this one's a little easier to trim, so I'll go with this one. And I almost immediately regretted it. And a couple years later, I found the Citrique. Maybe a year later, I came across the Citrique, and I was like, well, that's way better than this lemon diesel that I have. And it replaced the lemon diesel. But it's the closest thing I have to that Chernobyl. But that Chernobyl was something of its own. I mean, it was still probably smaller nugs, but it was way more frosty, way more of a.
Do you miss it? Damn it.
Oh yeah. There's something about that Chernobyl. I mean, the high of it. The high was so good. It was just such a good smoke, man. So smooth. It was real similar to the Citrique. Incredible, almost identical to it. Like that lemon lime. There's just something in that. There's like a haze, a skunk or a haze or something in it that's just real distinctive. It's real similar throughout those lines, even in sour diesel.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm excited. And then Spartan's got a ton of old subcool. I've got some old subcool. So we're thinking about this, starting to do some F2s or just some random crosses. See if he's done them in the past. I don't know. Spartan's already started. He's got Vortex going.
Yeah, get that vortex going. And I even was telling Bake today that my sloppiness in my
Oh, did you figure it out?
sloppiness in the not filtering my exhaust for the
Flower.
breeding right there has gotten some pollen into my flower room, and it looks like on some of the bottoms of two plants, on the Orange Dream Haze, and what was the other one? It's the Orange Dream Haze that I was pretty excited about. What was the the snow
Cobra
cane?
milk?
Snow
Oh,
cane.
yeah.
So snow cane and Orange Dream Haze. It looks like I have some possible cross to Vortex. So I'm excited about that, honestly. So that's why I wasn't really too concerned with making sure it was right, really.
But you said it was just the bottoms, which is interesting too.
Yeah, like the very bottoms, it looks like there's some some seeded up bud.
Yeah, so the tops didn't get hit or something
So which means that's the only air intake into that room is through
on the bottom.
a lung room air comes in from the bottom. So that makes
Ah,
that lung room might be pulling in some pollen that's floating in the air.
yeah. Well, if you want, damn, you don't use Jeff's site, but
No. Just-
they sell. I think it's called mushroom filters, and they'll sell them 6, 4-inch, and all that. And you can put them in your ducting to catch the pollen.
HEPA filter or something.
Yeah, there's different sizes of the mesh, so like just look up what pollen is. I think pollen's really not they're pretty big in terms of filters, so you don't need anything fancy. But yeah, that's what I've seen people use to catch all that for their exhaust. But at least it didn't, ruin a whole harvest or nothing crazy.
no, yeah.
And you still got some cool seeds.
That's the thing.
I hope they mature right,
Yeah. That'll be cool to fucking pop those. I'm most excited for that Orange Dream Haze because it's already kind of a sativa plant too. So it's kind of complementary with the Vortex instead of trying to fight against it.
Yeah, that's one of our huge ones outdoor. Yeah. Orange Dream Haze.
Those Orange Dream Haze, it just surprised me how big it got outdoors. It didn't really get tall, but it started bushing out like crazy almost instantly.
And there's the ugly banana daddy, but that thing stinks to high heaven.
Oh my god,
that's crazy.
What's it sound like to you?
Like, I'm still not opposed to it, and we still might. I don't know what you think. Just take everything because it looks like the tops have grown out of its weirdness, and they're pretty normal now.
Like shave the bottom.
Yeah, but that looks like a lot. Even though it's weird, it's almost like I kind of want to see where it's going to go.
Yeah, because it's terpy as hell outdoors.
Fuck yeah, it is.
Yeah.
We have this 9-foot male that's pollinating our 8-foot females. And I cannot wait to see what size these plants are next year out of the shit.
When do you plan on pulling those seeds? Like after everything's done, you're trying to just let them mature out on the bud?
Yeah. They'll dry with the flowers. I'll wait till the buds are mature.
Okay.
In normal time, like when everything else is right. I'd say I'd watch the trichomes, but I never watch trichomes. I kind of know just when the plant starts to fade and senesce and it's dead, it's dead. It's time to go. That's when I pull it. I pull it when it doesn't have any life left in it. You know what I mean? The leaves are starting to die on the plant, and if it stays out for another day or two, I do this in my grow rooms. If it stays under the lights for another day or two, it's gonna die. And that's basically when I know my plants are ready to harvest. It's at that. That's pushing it a little far, I think, indoors, but like that's pretty much on the outdoor scale. PM is starting to hit it. It's starting to get a little too moist for the leaves. It's getting too cold, I should say. It's hit too many frosts. One too many frosts. It's time to go. And then I'll hang them and I'll dry them, and I'll give them into December for a seed crop at least. I'll give them at least into December, January, hanging. That way they go through a couple freeze cycles. And they get nice and cold, nice and frozen. The garage doesn't get too cold, so they won't get too cold, but they'll get cold enough to simulate a winter. And then I'll dry everything up and bag it up, tote it up, put it inside. I'll store it, stash it, and when it's time to buck it out, I like to buck it out same deal with everything, to order. I don't know. It seems to be just a little more manageable that way. Sitting here doing it all at once.
Instead of having 4,718 seeds, right?
Yeah, it's supposed to be easier. I don't know. I like having every now and then it's here's a nug. It just happens to be loaded with seed. Go plant all that seed. It was fun to do that. I think a handful. I think I gave Fagroli, probably a handful of people at Clio, Harvest Fest or whatever the hell one was at the Raceway, Croptober, whatever the way Raceway. I was handing out nugs. of grape ape. They were all seeded up. A couple people got some of those. Probably had like 8 or 10 seeds in a nug. That's always fun. It's just, you could smell the bud. Smoke it.
You can try smoking. I was just gonna say you can try smoking.
A couple years old. So it's essence of it. But yeah, I mean, we're still getting 100% germination rates. Unfortunately, they're all fucking males. God, man, we planted 12 or 13 green rooms, and I think we might have got 3 females total. 1 over here and 2 in the guy. We got like 3 females. We had a ton of males, all males. And yeah, I still haven't even killed all the males. I have 2 males out there, but I have a bunch of other males that all have 2 leaves. So they're still alive. They just have no sex organs. They don't have anything except 2 or 3 leaves. They're still
like young, still like veg almost.
Yeah, they're like in
veg.
And like every now and then they keep throwing out balls and like throwing out shoots and like wanting, like they're alive plenty. They'll throw out shoots and grow and do some stuff, and I'll pluck them off. And I just have a couple leaves going, mainly just to keep growing the stalk, or just try to keep thickening up the stalk so I can utilize it. Different portion of the plant for fiber and whatnot. And damn, that's really good.
You're trying to make a walking stick, aren't you?
Yeah, a handful. Yeah, some walking sticks, some canes. Actually, I got some really cool stuff. We were at Gems and Genetics last week. We did some trading, and I got some really cool stuff for some walking sticks and some things of sorts. This is God, what the hell is it called? It's Atlantis stone, but it's like laminite or something like that. So these little guys. Yeah, a couple of really cool people. One of them.
Here, let me zoom in. Highlight you for a minute.
Yeah, let's see if we can.
There we go.
If you can see, there's a. I'd like it to back in there, something like that. It's gonna focus on my finger. Here, I put it back in the thing. So, let's see. One of them was from Beaver Island, and the other one was from Dominican Republic. And these stones are from the Dominican. These are known as Atlantis stone, but I think it's called like laminite or something like that.
Astro Charlie says Labradorite.
Labradorite.
No,
Yes.
it's not Labradorite.
No, because I've seen that before in dice, and it's like I don't know. It doesn't
We're
look
back
like
on
that.
D&D again, aren't we, Baked?
Just look up at
Well,
Yeah, you know the one you have to be smart. Learn stuff like about Labrador.
yeah, fuck you. Go.
that's
You get out of here.
the red
Get out
one.
of here, you big dummy.
That's a ruby.
Go throw a pigskin.
She had like a $75
Football?
price tag on the stone, man. That ruby in there. So
That
yeah,
thing's pretty neat.
Yeah, super cool on that one. And then some of you might recognize this or know what this is.
Not at all.
So this really cool psychedelic stone is actually not natural at all.
Paint.
It is. This is known as Fordite.
Yeah.
Yeah, Fordite's the shipped off the ship from the
Chipped
Ford plants.
chipped
Paint.
shipped out of the paint booths at the Ford plant. And I think that there was a specific Ford plant that had shut down where all of this came from. So it was all like a recycled waste product.
Huh.
Stuff's hard as it's all enamel paint. Like it's really, really awesome automotive paint. Strong shit, man. But yeah, that and some ruby.
Enamel.
Yeah, some pretty cool stuff. We ended up trading out on top of just the normal goods and services
You're a sucker for a stone, aren't you?
Yeah, they were like, I mean, they're all over. We have gemstones all over our table, so they were just like, bring some by. And I'm like, yeah, and like I was thinking they were gonna like bring by like a basket, like maybe a couple books or something. They brought by maybe eight or 10, like they were legit, dude. They were legit
Big stones.
dealers. No, they were trays that held these little round things, and dude, they were everything
Like
from
jewelry cases.
everything. Like
Oh,
they
nice.
had diamonds. They had everything, man. It was fucking.
So you got the card. You can get back with them and get more shit.
They make jewelry. Yeah, we got their.
Get some blood diamonds.
Actually, this is
Some blood diamonds.
I've seen them.
Niblish link tree right here. If anybody wants to scan that, that's Niblish link tree right there.
Hold on, Red. You're making me work too hard here. It's too late in the show for all this fancy Zoom work.
You're gonna have to focus that real good.
Yeah.
I
That's a
think.
Come closer, Red.
Come
Come closer. Closer still.
I don't know.
Ow.
That's
They got
hard.
good stuff, man. The silversmith.
Don't.
I'm not going to show that. She gave us her number, but yeah. So
Seconds on the ball.
pretty cool people, man. They're bouncing around this community and sharing love and sharing literally good vibrations.
They're rocks.
Yeah, good. I mean, those stones and rocks contain earth energies, and believe
So
it.
Micronutrients.
So how about this, Red?
Rock
You know
farm.
the pH water rage that everyone's doing?
With that 9.0 shit.
Yeah, like get your shit alkaline.
Yeah.
Well, I was watching this one doctor and he was talking about you can't just change your pH of your body by drinking water. It doesn't work that way. One of the better actual ways is to take your shoes off and go walk on actual ground, not concrete, but like ground. Ground yourself.
Grounding,
And things like probably stones and stuff. So maybe you change your pH with some stones. That'd be cool.
Yeah, totally. Change the vibration. And your food too is a huge one. I mean,
yeah, well, yeah.
In a way, yeah. I mean, drinking water is not going to do it solely, especially if you're eating pineapple. This is acidic, and what else? I'm eating pickles. 5% acidity in the vinegar that this is soaked in, and salsa. I mean, we're loaded with acidic foods. We really do have a very low
tomato sauce.
Tomatoes and all the fruits. Most fruits are acidic. So it is difficult to raise our pH of our body, but it should be closer to an alkaline like 10 for like stress relief and all that other shit. A lot of times we're just most of the time just because we're eating so much acidic foods that we are. One of the things where I was looking up like going through COVID shit, during that when I was having my panic attacks and like how to reduce stress, a lot of just natural fixers were eat spinach, eat like high alkaline foods, like raise your body's pH, because like the lower it is, like the more susceptible you are to stress and the easier it is for stress to actually kill you. If you're talking about like stress as like being fatal. So like having a higher alkaline, you're not going to get there with water. You're totally right. But like you got to take many more steps. You got to eat a high green vegetable fiber diet.
Super green.
Well, I'm going to get off, guys. I'm going to go to bed.
You Bugs Bunny?
No,
I didn't know they were chomping like that.
Sounds like
that was a right before bed, a little bit of nerds.
carrots
Get a
and
little nerds.
alkalinity.
Nerds are acidic, I believe, so good for you.
Sour ones.
Help you power through your nap.
Well,
Yeah,
Bake, I appreciate you stopping and hanging out with us this evening as always, man.
Yeah. Everyone, chat. Good night. Good night, guys.
Good night, Bake.
Good night, man.
Don't forget I have those air conditioners.
Hey, now you can talk shit about him.
And then there was
dudes.
You almost said 3 and then counted like, oh, yeah.
3. I was like, no, there's 4.
Nude site.
Don't count the
They
camera.
like our show, man. They like our chat. They're really out here.
Yeah, man.
They're out
This is
here
the
trying to get.
sesh. They figured this is the content that they want. It's the late sesh.
They like the content.
Hand.
Hear that chat? Yeah. Woohoo!
I told my little sister who's like 9 that I'm on a show on YouTube.
I thought you were gonna
But
say,
it was,
just
but
like a
it was that it
year-old.
was an adult show, and I was like, just
Now
that
she
for
thinks-
a minute, like, what does she thinks that? Like, I don't know what she.
What she thinks is that you have an OnlyFans instead.
I'm on a show with a bunch of guys, but you can't watch it. It's for adults only.
Right? That sounds
The
bad.
YouTube version of OnlyFans. That's what she thinks.
Uh,
And they're back.
So, Becca, what did you do today?
We were at the farm, so we woke up and I transplanted all of our
Coffee.
baby clones that were in the cloner and put them in 1 gallon pots.
What'd you take cuts of?
This one's like a little bit of everything, kind of a Mod Podge. I had a little mishap with some clones. You know, we were supposed to have some more clones, but I let them dry out on accident, and they died. So
It happens.
It was a lack of.
it was my own fault.
No, it was a lack of stuff that we had. We
Anyway.
didn't have domes, and we were like, well, maybe it'll be enough water, and it just wasn't enough water, so they dried out super fast.
Yeah, once they really just develop the root systems in there, man, they can get away from you in a day or two.
We were supposed to go back, and we were like, no, we can go. We can wait a couple days. But we definitely couldn't. Because right when they're cut, they don't have root systems yet, and it takes a while. But we didn't factor for like the evaporation that was going to happen from the light.
Do you guys have the 80 site?
Yeah, these ones were.
That's not what we
These
lost,
ones
yeah.
were in.
We just put root riots on
root
some trays.
riots. Yeah.
Okay.
We didn't have any perlite to steady them in, so we put them in the little red square root riot holder thing.
Oh yeah.
You know that stupid thing that's like $20
for Rockwell.
Yeah, Grodan cubes.
Grodan, yeah, Grodan. That's what it is. Yeah, stupid $50 red. God, I
Contraptions.
had like 4 of those fucking things. Back when I bought them, they weren't as expensive. Those stupid.
Is it sitting next to that 5-headed unit that you've remarked about?
Sure.
Right next to it.
All that shit that I don't use.
It's in the fucking grow room graveyard, man.
Fucking grow room graveyard shit. Right next to my magnetic ballast.
Oh, dude, I got rid of it. I couldn't give them away. I had to take that shit to the dump when I moved. I was like, I can't give these fucking things away to anybody.
I just got them sitting there like I would use it for a backup or some random like 6th grow room or some random stupid shit one day. I'm like, well, one day I'll
those hoods take up a lot of fucking space, man.
Oh, fuck, dude.
I had the same pile of shit. And every time somebody starts to grow or something, I'm like, hey, you need something? Or you need
they'll go, no.
The days of renting out a $250 a month studio in the city and throwing up 3 lights and a fucking... It's over. Can't do it no more.
Ever do that?
I never got a chance to do it by the time I got everything going.
That was the dream, Becca. That was the dream.
Yeah, by
I
the
could
time
just
I
get a
had
little
all
space downtown. I could fucking take over the market.
Yeah, by the time I had all this additional equipment, I didn't.
Dude, it would have all been the purple bit cut.
The prices had dropped, and the what is it? Price for rent. The rent went up. Yeah, rent went up, and dude, you could get a loft in Detroit. You could easily get 1,000 square feet down in Eastern Market for like a few $100 a month. $1,000
Do you
a
guys
month.
remember?
$1,000 a month would get you like 3,000 square feet. Fucking A, 5,000.
It must have been like 10 or 12 years ago, but they had this like thing to rejuvenate the city, and they were offering like either free homes or crazy cheap homes to people that were artists or were writers and stuff like that.
They were offering
grants.
Yep.
Yeah. That was a fucking long ass time ago, man. But I always thought that was a cool idea, man.
A lot of people changed over city blocks. There's a lot of city blocks down there that are gardens and farms and a lot of stuff. Oh man, I got the tip sitting right here. I didn't even put it in the joint.
Gosh darn it.
Wah, wah, wah. Old school.
And I mean, yeah, dude, yeah. There's a lot of fixing up had happened. It's a tough conversation because then, yeah. I don't know. Other people would say other things, but I like to say that it was good. There was a lot of good. A lot of good came out of it. So I'm just going to go with that. Especially with the art scene down there. Holy fuck, the art scene's huge downtown. I mean, you have CCS, you have Wayne State's art school, and all that. It's like right next to each other. So
they did a really similar thing here in Jackson, where they had one of the very first walled prisons in the state of Michigan. Actually, is here in Jackson. It's not used as a prison anymore, but It was used for an armory for a while, and then even the armory moved out. So they like refixed up the buildings and such, and they made them into housing. And they did the same thing. It was for artists, things like that, and it was reduced cost for them. So I thought that was pretty freaking dope. The artists, and it's like a community because everybody who lives there has some kind of art. You know what I mean? Whether it be painting or sculpture. So it builds a community of like-minded people. I think that's kind of cool too.
And I mean, if you wonder why that's important, I suppose. I mean, I know a lot of artists that have done things in communities where like art sculptures and things end up whatever. They makes the city a little bit nicer, and whatever reason they end up cleaning up around the city more because of that. Whatever, the area ends up looking nicer because they take care of the fucking sculpture. You know what I mean? So like the area around the sculpture gets cleaned up, et cetera, et cetera. So it's just kind of like I don't know, just little small ways of managing parks and things to keep things picked up and cleaned up as best as they can. Urban environments, it's difficult, man. There's tons of people, tons of trash, tons of, shit just going out the window everywhere. We're all responsible to clean it up. Nobody's responsible to clean it up. You know what I mean? There's nooks and crannies everywhere. People aren't getting out of their trucks going and cleaning up every nook and cranny of the city. We're responsible for that shit.
Right. Just the little things like half my yard I don't even own. The fucking government does because they own, the ditches and things like that are
the
close.
boulevard.
Easements.
Here I am still mowing the grass and making it look nice for the city.
Yeah, I almost want to
You
turn
just turn it into wildflowers, man.
Yeah, turn it into gardens.
That's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna grab some fucking anything grows has some.
If nothing else,
Dig those up. I'll fucking plant them in a ditch and let it overgrow that. Bunch of like lilies and shit.
Dude, fucking come by. I'll fucking fill up 25 Meyer bags of weird fucking plant matter that you can grow that will be invasive as shit to your yard and spread like crazy if you'd like.
Don't do that. Don't do it.
I've already got mint. I already got spearmint.
Yeah, no, you know what? I like using fucking hostas, man.
Hosta?
Hostas are cool, man, because they fucking you just keep splitting them and then transplant them. They bush out even further. You split them. Before you know it, you can fill something in real quick, and they're low. You know what I mean?
Because spearmint by Hosta, they make fucking spearmint makes Hosta its bitch. Fucking, I've done it. I've done the experiment. But I tell you what, spearmint tea is freaking good, especially when you mix it. Anything Grows was out at the house this weekend, and we were doing different ones, and we did one that was the best. It's kind of a concoction, but it was spearmint, ginger.
New ginger was coming.
Yeah, and then honey. And I think there was one more thing. There's one more thing, I think.
Chamomile or something like that?
Chamomile. That's what it was. And that was so fucking awesome, dude. It was so fucking awesome. It was really good.
Red, is it time for your ginger tea recipe again for the diehards?
Well, you're missing lemon, but I mean, otherwise, it's a pretty good recipe.
Yeah, lemon spearmint might not be that.
Yeah, we had the 100%
tasty
lemon
together
juice in the fridge, but it was like we've already had 4 ingredients. So we're getting complicated, man.
What was I thinking before you said chamomile? I don't know.
But you can do it just about anything. I mean, and then another tip that I was showing was I always the way I do my teas, I'm just do it easy kind of way is boil water in one of those fast water boiler things, pitchers. I get like $10 for it, but I love that thing. So I put the ginger root in with the water while it's boiling because it's a tougher thing. But everything else I just put into a mason jar, wide mouth mason jar. And then I pour the hot water into that and then put the lid on it and then close the lid because you don't want that shit to escape with the steam. Then I just let it soak for 5-10 minutes and then pour it off. But I always save the bottom little bit because I don't want to drink a whole mason jar's worth. So I might get 2 cups out of there. Then there's like this much left in the bottom, and I go and pour that on my outdoor plants. That's one of my.
That's an IPM, man.
Yeah, man. That's one of my little tricks. Give them a little bit of little bit of drink too. Spearmint ginger, honey, and lemon is Hillbilly Herb's go-to sick winter tea.
Yep.
Yeah, it's always good to have ginger in the freezer.
Micro rasp, yeah.
I like to have ginger on, usually in the fridge, not the freezer, because I like to make that tea quite a bit. Just pop off a. Red's got me stuck on that ever since. Shit, what was it? I think it was the very first get together where he was making ginger tea. It's just so soothing, especially with smoking. There's something to having a warm drink.
Helping the throat.
Yeah, it really helps your throat.
Muddling herbs is great. There's all kinds of herbs you can muddle and drink them up. I do tea most morning. I do. Mint.
Red, do you own a mortar and pestle?
A couple of them. A couple different size ones.
Oh,
I used one the other night for.
I did too.
Coriander. We added coriander to the salsa, but you can't like throw a couple coriander pellets in there. So we ground up the coriander and like sprinkled it in. Oh man, is that fragrant, dude? They're on it. The problem is I'm on chat with my fucking Streamlabs, so I got to go into the phone, go in my YouTube app.
That's what I'm doing. That's why he's fucking quick draw McGraw on me.
Who's got
like, I see it pop up.
Okay, good. They're deleted.
Yeah.
Oh god.
Son of a bitch! You're just listening, guys. We got some bots.
Red, you never acknowledge. Sequence would frown upon you for
Sorry.
so.
I was obviously a bot, so it doesn't matter if you acknowledge it.
It doesn't matter.
I've also, not only do I Spartan kick them, I've also been reporting them to YouTube. So we'll see if YouTube works out in a positive fashion.
Keep coming back, so it's not working. So.
Now I want a fucking nice cup of tea. Maybe I should put some mycology in my tea.
And you know what?
Some
the
blue
thing
tea.
is, you can, know what you're doing. Don't just like pick random plants. Know what plant.
Don't poison yourself, right?
But you can experiment with just about anything. I mean, shit, mulberry.
Just look it up, man.
It was fucking a nice little tea. And it has raspberry leaves is a super healthy one. Raspberry leaf. Raspberry.
Oh my god,
fucking those raspberries should be popping right now.
They're fucking everywhere, dude.
Yeah,
those spread like a motherfucker.
Grab some of those leaves right now, man. You can get an extra harvest off that you didn't even know about. It's the leaves. That's really a healthy tea.
To cut shoots in the morning. I got to cut blackberry shoots. I keep having to do that. I keep forgetting. I don't want to go in the afternoon. I want to do it early in the morning.
So harvest them?
Waking up. Just the shoots. I want to propagate shoots. Put them in a cup of water and they'll shoots.
So Brett Anderson.
Pokeweed?
Yeah, pokeweed is a poisonous plant to humans and especially
dogs. Is that Jimson weed? Is it the same thing?
I'm not familiar with that one, but pokeweed grows fairly fast. It gets huge, big, huge stalks, hollow stalks, and it comes out towards the end when it flowers. It has like a whiter flower, and then it has berries come out, like a really dark colored berry. If they start out light green and they dark, almost black.
Red.
They used to actually
growing out the side of my farm. I was looking at it. So wait, if the dog touches it, is it bad, or if they eat it?
No, if they eat it, and the berries are super poisonous to them, but they have been used in the past for like dyes because it's super dyeing. How dark the pigment is. Yeah. Some people
it's a pigment, is what you're saying.
Somebody's bringing up poke salad. They did make in the South and still make in the South poke salad, and they usually harvest the leaves early on when it's a younger plant, when there's not as much of the compounds in it, and then you have to boil it for a long fucking time to get the toxins out. So it's not
fuck with
sumac
either.
Risky.
Every time I see it, I fucking try to cut it fuck out, and it's almost impossible to get rid of. So
you gotta dig it out, man. That's what I'm finding now. You gotta dig this shit out.
That's like, don't fuck with it unless you have to. Like that's Great Depression shit right there.
That's spread a lot by the birds because they can, I think, eat the berries.
I have volunteer sunflowers growing in a weird random part of my yard, and I realized it's because of the birds.
Oh yeah. We have super random stuff growing. We had a bunch of cilantro growing in our yard this year, and I haven't grown cilantro in a really long time. And we actually had like 3 or 4 plants that all went to coriander. We weren't sure if they were like random like Italian parsley or what it was. And
I'm just confused about that. Is the flat Italian parsley cilantro?
no, they are different. They're ever so slightly different. And the thing is we just have to not grow flat Italian parsley.
I think you should be able to tell just by tasting the actual leaf. So
you
that fresh taste.
You can to an extent, like yes.
I swear I planted a lot of the parsley, the flat leaf parsley, and it's pretty cilantro-y.
It was just really cilantro, like, and it all went to coriander too. So like that's why we're like.
Can you explain that a little bit better?
That's what they call the seed of the cilantro plant.
Cilantro is coriander. Or I'm sorry, coriander and cilantro are the same thing.
It's just an age thing.
The seed of the cilantro is the leaf.
The berry, kind of the early seed, like before it gets hard. Yeah.
Well, how's the rest of that brassica fucking pen doing?
We have a 7 or 8 foot tall broccoli flower. Fucking huge. Yeah, dude, I'm blown away. It's the tallest brassica we have, and we have collards that are 6-7 feet tall easily, and like they're just seeds are exploding everywhere all the time. Oh, fuck, so's my joint.
And have a bunch next year, right?
Yeah, and this, I mean, they're already kind of seeding up themselves, but we have we will certainly have arugula and collards. And what else is self-seed? Just everything's self-seeding like crazy. I'm imagining a whole bunch of lettuce. It's going to be a wild bed. We're going to grow carrots in there next year, so probably all that stuff will just come back, and we'll just have a bottom of carrots, garlic, mustard.
Gotta wear your sleeves.
Oh, actually, speaking of mustard, we have mustard seeds on order, or we just got them, or they're in our cart, and I need to order them. One of the two. I need to get mustard seeds in the ground. So we have mustard seeds for next year. Pickling. Mustard's gonna be a good one. I actually want to make my own mustard too. So we'll probably start making mustard.
Mustard or Dijon?
Well, I have horseradish growing also. We can do Dijon mustard, man. You want to do Dijon mustard? Yeah, dude. I'm gonna spice it up. I have some scorpion peppers and some other stuff like that.
You like it hot like that?
Oh, did Bake bring it up to you guys?
I don't like it hot, but I know other people do, and I like putting it in things like salsa.
Would you say, Spartan?
Did Bake bring up the peppers at his house before I left his house? I was walking around his yard. He had these random vegetables just growing up. In one of his fucking flower beds up by the front by his road, he's got these squash growing. I'm like, you got squash growing up there, dude? He goes, what? I'm like, yeah, it's like trying to climb up your lamppost and shit over there. That's a fucking squash.
Go grab that real quick.
And then there's like a smashed squash on the ground, and there's like the ends of the shoots. The flowers have been eaten off of some of the plants. I'm like, the deer are out here fucking eating your goddamn squash. And then he goes, oh, they're after my peppers. Go look at this. So he had in smart pots, he had planted some peppers. It looked like some ornamental peppers. And he had some that were purple, little purple ones. They weren't very big, real small. He goes, you want to try some of these? One of them was red. I'm like, I'm not eating that fucking red one. Get the hell out of here. It's going to be hot. He goes, no, these are ornamental. These ones aren't even hot.
This guy.
So he pulled the red one off, and I'm like, fuck you, I'm not eating that. And he broke it in half. He goes, smell it. And I'm smelling it. It smelled like a green pepper. And I said, I'm still not fucking eating that. I said, I'll eat one of these purple ones. So I grabbed one of the purple ones, and literally it was about the size of my pinky nail. It was real small. And I ate it, and it was hot as fuck, bro. It was hot.
Did he tell you what it was?
He doesn't know. He said no. It did have a. He put a card thing in it, and it did say what the name of it was, but it's some shit I've never heard of.
I would have thought the purple one was safe too, man.
Did it look like a chili pepper? Like pointy, long and pointy.
No, it was fat and round, man. It was like round and fat. It was like a circle that I ate.
Oh,
purple.
Oh, maybe it was like a jalapeno. Sometimes they go purple. They'll go like.
Well, it said the name of it, but it had nothing to do with any kind of a pepper I've ever
you've heard of.
It's grown more for the pepper was kind of deformed looking. It was like a circle, like a little pot, like a little pot.
It was a fucking fireball, is what it
You have
was.
to see why it's an ornamental. It looked cool as shit, but it's hot as
No
fuck.
joke, man. Peppers are no joke. I got serranos that are spiced up our salsa like crazy.
Did you use any of those like black tomatoes in your fucking salsa?
Yeah, dude. All the little
Pretty
cherries,
shit, man.
sweet
Yeah.
cherries. We had to add
like 2 bags of those. I'm like, please take some.
Those are so fucking cool, man.
we had to add lemon juice to everything that we can because a lot of our tomatoes are yellow. They're sweet tomatoes, you know. They're not very
Fungos, yeah.
So what's the lemon juice for?
That is for preserving. That is to get your acidity down so that
Also, when you're doing salsas, it keeps them from turning colors, you know, so it doesn't like darken. Your vegetables don't darken and look weird.
Yeah, this is for the citric acid for those reasons, but mainly for the acidity. When you're doing things like making pickles, you're using vinegar. You could use vinegar also, but then you get a vinegar taste. Just right. So like it's a little easier to use lemon juice with salsa and even spaghetti sauce and stuff like that because it mimics the tomato a little bit better than vinegar does, even though they're both kind of right. Tomatoes are high in vitamin C, they're high in citric acid, they rot into vinegar. I mean, so it's maybe 6 one, half a dozen the other, really. I suppose it's preference.
Well, when you're making tomato sauces and tomato based sauces, I always find that it's nice to throw in. I like to use brown sugar, but you can use regular white sugar. But
that's what Girlie was saying was yesterday was the Italian grandmother's secret was the brown sugar.
It just balances out the acidity and like with the sauces I'm making, I'm literally in Red and Becca.
Get it, Becca. Look at her. Woo.
They're boiling down straight tomatoes, man, and that's like that's a lot of tomatoes. So absolutely put a little bit of something to sweeten it up so that it balances out that acidity. Otherwise, it's going to be pretty acidic.
It also will separate. The salsa is separated because we didn't cook the salsa. We did a fresh salsa. And then, so there's a pectin that separates. So it cooks in the canner and it starts to separate there. And, yeah, Donkey Kong, that's basically
that's what I was thinking was botulism, but I didn't want to fucking call it out of the turn. But
yeah, preservation. I mean, basically, you're taking it up to temperature for X amount of time. You're putting it in a water bath. All of the methods of preservation are to prevent botulism. They're all to prevent spoilage and harmful bacteria. So that's the citric acid is just to lower the pH. It's doing the same thing.
We full circle with the pH again.
It's the same thing that the vinegar is doing in your pickles.
Bro, you gotta get your pH up, man.
The vinegar is not to give you a nice flavor for pickles, even though it does. And the vinegar is not necessarily what's giving you the probiotics. It's the salt. Like when you're doing fermenting, it's usually the salt that's causing most of the fermenting, not necessarily the vinegar. So the vinegar is to get your pH down so you can store it. All right, it's acting as your preservative. Same with the salt, but you don't necessarily need salt with salsas and stuff. You just get your pH down and use your citric acid as a preservative, and then you preserve it. It lasts for 18 months, man, without cold temperatures. I don't know. I'm sure it does, but I mean, you have to use juice. You have to use like lemon juice, bottled lemon juice. You can't use, for whatever reason, freshly squeezed. I don't know what the difference is, but I think it's the citric acid that's commercial. There's more citric acid in commercial fucking lemon juice. I don't know what the fuck the deal is. I'm sure you could use your own lemon juice and just squeeze it out. But
you're not supposed to.
Yeah, for whatever reason, you're not supposed to. I don't know. Citric acid, okay, for use pH down for plant. Yeah, you can.
It's be difficult if you're using RO water, but if you have some water that's got some kind of mineral in it that can be adjusted easily with pH, yeah. Otherwise, it's going to take a lot of citric acid to make a difference in pH.
A lot. Just by some pH down.
But if you get citric acid, they make it like in a powder form where it's more concentrated. Then yeah, for sure.
1 minute.
That's it, man.
Whoa. But I was going to talk about how the sugar stops the tomatoes from separating. That's why our salsa separated. We didn't use sugar or cook them.
Red, are you doing a show on Thursday? You want to shout it out real quick?
Show on Thursday. We will be going to Big Cloud. See everybody at Big Cloud.
There you go.
Big flies.
So come back Sunday night at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for the Bro Show live. And
I'll be at Camp Compost. I'm not sure if I'll be able to make the live show this week because I'll be up camping up there for that weekend. So I might miss the shows on Sunday.
There it is.
Friday, Saturday, Sunday, I'll be up there.
Shit, have a good time, bro.
Stay alkaline, everybody.
Stay alkaline. Keep growing.